It's 10:36 at night. Can you believe it? I can. Oh man. All right, what are we doing? I don't want to use this character. Let's use a different one. Change character. Almost have the ship already, which is good. Yeah, because I don't want to say I'm getting burned out on Ryza, but kind of want to take a break from it. Sort of. Like, there are times where I want to do it, and then there are times where I'm like, let's go do something else. I guess I have to find out if this character has a floater. Alright, do you have a floater on you? Come on, load, load, load. Oh crap, I don't think they have a floater. Is it equipped? It is equipped. Okay, we're good. Alright, let's go over here. Do the Horgon hunt real quick. Because why not? It's 10:30 at night. It's, what is today? Is today Friday? Saturday? I don't even know what day it is. It's Saturday. Okay. Yeah, it's Saturday. Here we go. That's bad. Ah, what day is it? I did get a new ship on another character. We'll probably do the Horgon hunt real quick, and then I'll hop on that other ship, because I still have to work with it. Let's see. Beam to Biathlon. Oh, the Biathlon's on right now. Artifact. Well, here, we'll do this flying thing. And then we'll do the artifact hunt. Let me change my clothes. Sweet. I have a swimsuit, right? Shorts. Oh my gosh, shorts. There we go. Ooh, she looks a little goofy in that. She's so short. Yeah, she looks a little weird. Yeah, it makes her ass look humongous. Yep, she got a huge ass. I'm actually a little pleased. The people who usually are outside partying it up right now are not there. Very happy. And I mean, I don't mind people being by the pool. I mean, it's the pool. People are going to be there, but they get a little too rowdy. And it's not always kid-friendly. Not that I have kids, but still. When you hear somebody at, 12:30 at night just yelling F this, F that at the top of their lungs, it's like, okay, come on now. Just chill out. This isn't a bar. I'm also a little bummed because... Oh, hey, Moni. I'm also a little bummed because I ordered another Pokemon theme deck on, like, Wednesday, and it still hasn't shipped. Like, not even the fact that it's not even in the mail system yet. It has not even shipped. I'm like, dude, will you please ship my item? I know it's not expensive, but, I mean, please ship my theme deck, whatever. Moni, we're okay on YouTube if you want to go to YouTube. Yeah, it's working right now. Who knows how that'll work out in the next hour, I don't know. But yeah, the guy hasn't even shipped my item yet, and I'm a little annoyed. Because the shipping time is usually 6 to 8 days, but because we're having all those problems with the mail service right now, they've extended it to 10 days. But again, we're already like 4 or 5 days in, and the guy hasn't even shipped yet. It's like, come on, man. Please ship my item. I mean, whenever I get an order, like if I get an order, like if I were to get an order right now, I would get it all ready to go, and then come tomorrow, like right before I know the mail guy is supposed to be here, then I'd go right out there and get it to him. But apparently this person's like, I don't really care. It'll get there when it gets there, man. And then he can just say, well, it's the mail service. No, it's not. I can tell you have not shipped my item, dude. The tracking number you gave me says that the item has not even been picked up yet. My mail, dude. You didn't. What's this? Kihona. I've never seen this person. Want to punch him? I'm getting right up in their personal space. I'm like, hey. Tracking is such a... Well, it's only a useful feature if it actually works. Oh, I gotta play Dabo. Win GPL. Because I've had stuff shipped to me with tracking numbers and everything, and a week will go by, and the tracking will not update. Be it with... And it's happened with both the U.S. Postal Service and with UPS. So, yeah, it doesn't always work. At least not the way it's supposed to. I'd figure it would work more so with UPS, because you pay a lot more to ship with them. Oop. There we go. 1,000 credits on 3 slots. That should hopefully get us a win of at least 3,000. If not, we'll just go again. Really? All I won was 150? That's weak. Yeah, I'm only playing Dabo till I get to 3,000, then we're... Yeah, because Dabo, it's a bit boring. Unless you're, like, playing with friends, it's actually really boring.
So, do you come here often?
Calm down, Lita. Lita over here flirting with everybody. Oh, that's better. Better. We won, what, 600 there? 500. Yeah, 500. Alright, this hopefully should do it. Speaking of the Postal Service, our House of Representatives, they had a vote today. They passed a bill, $25 billion for the mail service. Also makes it illegal for them to purposely slow the mail or to dismantle any more machinery having to do with the mail service. That seems like a good thing, but again,
for a limited time,
the House is one thing.
Awarding bonus favors to anyone who comes help me locate temporal artifacts.
Okay, buddy. Anyway, yeah. So the House passed it. That's great, but the Senate is out of session.
Say, Fred, there's a bunch.
Which means they won't even debate it. So yeah, the bill's been passed in the House, but it's basically just going to sit there now doing nothing. God, I hate this system sometimes. I really do.
Try moving to a different location and scanning again. Your scanner will do a comparison to the last scan you made and tell you if you're getting closer or further away.
Further away. Yeah, the Senate is not even in session until September. Because the House leader, well, not the House leader, but the Senate majority leader was like, okay, we're done. And everybody's like, well, we got to do a vote on it. No, we're done. I swear, man. Our system is so freaking stupid sometimes. It's just so stupid. I mean, I know why the House did it. They did it mostly so they could say, well, we passed this bill. You know, so basically they've done what they can. That's the whole thing. It's the whole... Yeah. So come November, they can say, well, we passed a bill, but the Senate wouldn't take it up, or the Senate wouldn't hear it. That's true. They've done pretty much all they can. I'm just so sick of having to wait so much longer for the mail service to do things. It's not the mail service. It's not their fault. They're basically being kneecapped. In fact, there's already been some, I guess what some people might call a real world issues coming from it. Would this bill not benefit everybody in the end? I don't see a reason. It's all politics. It's really all it is. Because when you think of Republicans and Democrats, each side wants to be the side that solved the problem. They don't want to ever give any kudos to the other side. So if, for instance, the Republicans had thought of this bill and decided to roll with it and pass it, then the Democrats would probably do the same thing. They would just ignore it. Which is, again, it's incredibly stupid. Okay, am I getting further or am I getting closer? What's the deal here? I think it's over here. I think this is it right here.
You found it!
There it is.
Quickly, dig it up and bring it back to me at my camp. Well done. Well, how can I help?
And even then, even if somehow miraculously the Senate actually did pass it, our fearless leader has already said that he'd veto it. Basically meaning that even though the House passed it, and even though the Senate passed it, he could still just say, no, I'm not going to do this. And just be like, no, it's not going to be long. Yeah, he's just going to veto it. Which is, again, it's just stupid. Certain people, I think, have too much power. Like I said, the Senate Majority Leader, who is Republican, he has the power to basically ignore any bill that he wants. Like if a bill passes, again, similar situation actually happened in May when the whole COVID thing first got really bad here. Again, the Democratic House passed a bill to help Americans, and he just ignored it. He never brought it for debate. And when a single person in your country can just be like, no, we're not going to debate it, and that's that, it's like, come on. I mean, that's too much power. That's way too much power for any one person. He, by himself, can stop a bill from processing, from going through it all. Unless he himself says that they're going to bring it for debate, the bill basically dies. It's just too much power, man. And that's one of those things that we've known about. Everybody knows about it in the world, is that when you give somebody too much power, it will eventually corrupt them. And that's exactly what happened. He's doing very corrupt things. I mean, if the bill dies on its own and it doesn't pass because everybody got to vote and they decided, no, we're not going to do this, that's one thing. But if you're forcing it to not pass simply by ignoring it, and you're allowed to do that, that's too much power. It's way too much power. And what are you doing awake, man? Isn't it like 4 in the morning or something there? Or 5? You waiting for another patch? For more 7 Deadly Sins patch? No! Glow bugs! I gotta go get the blow bugs out of there. But I gotta finish collecting the sand. Go away, glow bugs. Get! Here come the birds. The birds better stay away! Get out of here, birds. Benching some anime? Oh, you're. But by that, I think you mean, or at least I think what you mean, is that you are downloading anime to watch later. Excuse me. Speaking of anime, I think I had mentioned that I had resubbed to Netflix. I finally got Netflix working on my tablet again. They actually had to release a patch, so they patched it and it works now. And I never knew this, but Seven Deadly Sins, it's on Netflix. So I'm like, hey, it's there. I might as well go watch it. So I put it in my queue. Maybe I'll eventually watch it. I don't know. I don't want to say I'm over anime, but I just don't. Like, about 10 years ago, I was really into anime. Like, that was my thing. And now it's kind of like, eh. Oh, you missed it earlier in chat. There was some weird stuff going on here. Um, I'm pretty sure you know that in some of these online games, and in fact, pretty much all of them, there's a certain percentage of the people who like to participate in ERP, which I'm sure you can figure out what that is. Uh, and that's fine. I mean, it's their time. They can do whatever they want in the game as long as they're not bothering other people. Well, somebody messed up, and apparently somebody was doing some ERP here in Ryza. And usually when you do ERP, you go into like a team, so you can only chat between the two of you, or you go into whispers. So it's just, you talking back and forth to whoever you're doing the ERP with. Well, the person who was doing ERP, I guess they screwed up and accidentally posted it in regular chat. And it was a bit spicy. So yeah, that was that got a little interesting there. Uh, yeah, everybody was like, "What in the world just happened?" And I just kind of read it like, "What?" And everybody just kind of like the whole chat just came to a standstill. And finally, I got brave and I was like, "Okay, what exactly are you swallowing?" And everybody starts just cracking up laughing. They're like, "Yeah, I think somebody accidentally went outside their ERP group." It's pretty out there. And then of course I think people started whispering that person. Which is a bit embarrassing, I guess, but hey, it happens. And plus Ryza, I guess, is a prime spot for it because everybody's in their bathing suits and stuff, so yeah, that was a little weird. Let's see. Still doing the scavenger hunt. I could do. Well, actually, hold on. I have an idea. Let me land. No, don't fall. Okay, there. I think I'll check some mail. Ooh, what's this? Control expertise. I didn't realize I was trying to sell that. Yeah, it's not nearly the first time I've seen people accidentally post in regular chat what they were doing in ERP channels. It happens. You just kind of laugh about it for a few minutes and then you just kind of move on. Don't do that. Where's my mail? There it is. Yeah, a little weird. I think the worst I've seen it. Well, I don't know if you would really call it the worst, but in World of Warcraft, there is a server called Moonguard, and people don't even care. Starter pack never. I don't know where it. Nothing was ever mailed to me. No, so I have no idea what that code was for. It may have been for an item that I already had. So yeah, well, it happens. Like I was saying, there's a server on World of Warcraft called Moonguard, and people on that server, they don't even care. That whole server is all ERP. And like if you go to Goldshire, which is like one of the main towns that people start out in, like when you first start a character, that's where most people tend to go to. Yeah, you go into Goldshire, on Moonguard, especially later at night, and you'll walk into the inn, and I'm not kidding, literally dozens and dozens of characters are there, and they're all naked. And, and all sorts of weird stuff is going on. It's it's pretty out there. In most cases, they keep it in whisper, to try and stay within the whole, terms of service and stuff. But sometimes they get a little out there and just do some weird, really just weird stuff. Like there was this one guy who was a gnome, a male gnome, who was there, and he was lying down on a table, and he's calling out. He's like, "Mommy, mommy, change me." And this naked night elf walks up to him and it's just like, there, little man, let's get you changed out of that dirty diaper. And they start going through the emotes, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. What is going on here? Oh my goodness, it's a little weird. I mean, but hey, I don't judge people for that kind of stuff. I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat, man. Just, some things, like when I log into a game, I just don't want to be up close and personal with that kind of stuff. It's like, if you do that on your own time and in the privacy of wherever, that's fine. But I think what kind of threw me off a bit was the fact that, again, it's a public area and it's inside the inn. And on a regular server, you just don't see that kind of thing. It just doesn't happen. But on Moonguard, oh yeah, it happens. Some weird stuff happens on Moonguard. But yeah, it's weird. In fact, I think that's, if I remember correctly, that is like one of the big fetishes they have there, is somebody creating a gnome character. They act like a child, and then have a night elf change them. It's like I said, it's just weird. It's all sorts of odd.
Artifacts, but only for the standard payout.
It's just all sorts of weird, man. Okay, you go over there. What's this? Oh, open this up. I actually have a character on Moonguard. I made it a long time ago because initially I went there because they had told me that Moonguard was a big time RP server, and they said, yeah, one of the big things that sells there really well, because people like to RP, are things like tailoring recipes, blacksmithing patterns, stuff like that. They said, yeah, if you farm that kind of stuff, which I like to do, that stuff sells there really, really well, because everybody likes to make their own outfits and that sort of thing. I'm like, oh, cool. So I made a character, farmed a little bit, made a little money, but then I stopped going there again because it was just a little out there. Guess if they don't cause any issues yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they don't, as long as they're not bugging anybody else, I think it's fine. Because again, most of the time that stuff happens in private, so it's not a big deal. But it just so happened that I was there for that, and I guess whomever those people were thought, I'm thinking they mostly did it for shock value, because Moonguard is one of those servers that it's always almost full, and every single day they have a handful of new people who have just heard about it, and they're curious. So what do? They go there and they make a new character, and they go right to Goldshire, and they're like, I gotta see this. So yeah, that's what happens. And again, it's like, well, go there at your own risk, man, because it's a little weird. Ooh, we're maxed on science. Very nice. Okay. Let's see, what else are we... Let's see, let's do cannons. The things are a little weird there. World of Warcraft. I've got people already bugging me to come back. I've had at least a couple of people who have my Discord info, and they're already messaging me. They're like, "You're coming back, right?" And I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, "Why not?" And I'm like, it's just boring, man. It's the same stuff over and over again. I gotta, gotta take a break. Well, when are you coming back? I'm like, I don't know, and I feel like it. When's that? Just leave me alone, man. Just let me do my own thing, please. I mean, I think I'll eventually play World of Warcraft again. You don't put in that many years in the game and then just walk away. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Over on Twitch, I think it is. But, yeah, things is it's weird because I think I streamed World of Warcraft a little bit. I found that most people just don't like watching it. They just like playing it, which is fine. But I think for a good, it was that whole time for a good year that I played, and all I wanted to do was get enough gold to buy the damn dinosaur. That was it. That was my goal. Is I wanted to get 5 million gold to get that damn dinosaur. And that was all I did. And I think I burned myself out a little bit doing that. Because every day I logged in, the only thing on my mind was, okay, how am I going to make gold today? How am I going to make more gold? And so that's all I did. I went and I farmed so many freaking instances over and over and over again for just to get as much gold as I possibly could. And I think that burned me out a little bit. I was happy when I got the dino, though. And I was actually a little proud of it. Because, of course, people there are just like, oh, you probably bought gold. And I'm like, no, I actually didn't. For a good 13 months, I logged in almost every day and just farmed like hell. So, yes, I am proud of my damn dinosaur. And I'm going to ride that sucker wherever I want. Because I worked my ass off for that thing. And it is a cool mount. It's a really neat mount. And I still like it. But, yeah, it was weird, though. Because, like, the first week or so after I had bought the dino, I just remember thinking to myself, okay, well, I don't have to farm anymore, so what should I do? And I was like, well, I could do raids again. I'm like, I just could go do instances, could go questing, and let's ride around on the dinosaur. Dun, 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 dun. That's all I did for a good month. After that, I just rode around on the dinosaur. And it was great. But then after that, I was like, okay, enough. I gotta take a break. In fact, I've not even looked at any of the updates for Shadowlands, the next expansion. I don't even know if I want to buy it. I really don't, because I know I want to get Cyberpunk 2077, and that's going to be another $60. That's going to be in November. So I got a little time to set aside some money for that stuff, but I don't know. I just don't want to go and shell out, $50 for the expansion and then another $15 for the subscription. Play it for like 2 days and then get bored of it, like I did with Mist of Pandaria. I remember when Mists came out, I bought it like just a few days before it actually became live. Bought it, shelled out the I think I paid $70 because I got like the special edition version. Paid like $70, and then I had to resub, and I played for a couple of days, and then I was like, this is just not fun, and I just quit. So yeah, I basically threw away. Well, I guess, yeah, it actually is kind of throwing away money, because eventually, once an expansion's been out so long, they eventually offer it for free. It's just part of the World of Warcraft package after a bit, so you don't even have to buy it. Like if you started playing now and you'd never played WoW before, all the past expansions you get automatically. You'll get Wrath of the Lich King, you'll get Burning Crusade, you'll get Pandaria, you get all that. It's already included. Only the latest one, I think, would be the one you'd have to buy. And right now I think it's like $20. It's really cheap because the next expansion's already coming out. So yeah, I just don't know if I want to, spend that money and then run into that situation again where it's like, I don't feel like playing. Plus, like I said, nobody likes to watch it. Nobody, I could not get a following for World of Warcraft to save my life. And I think it's because there's already plenty of people out there who do World of Warcraft with streaming. And they've already got all the people that watch. They already got them all locked up. In fact, the only WoW video. Oh my god, it's Comrade. Everybody hide. We gotta hide from Comrade. Anyway, the only video that I've ever done for World of Warcraft that has done well and still does well is basically it's a walkthrough of a quest line. What was it called? Silas's Secret Stash. It's basically a quest line that you do when the Dark Moon Fair is there, which is like once a month. And I think the reason it does so well is because, one, when I put the video on there, there were no other videos about it. I looked. Believe me, I looked. There were no other videos concerning that quest line in all of YouTube. So I was surprised. I was like, well, I guess I'm doing this. So I did it, and I included the entire quest line. It's only like a 10-minute video. And I give step-by-step instructions on how to complete it. And to this day, that video still gets plenty of views. Like it's funny because every month, like I said, Dark Moon Fair comes and it's there for like a week. So within that week, that time period that Dark Moon Fair is live in the game, the views on the video go up by like 1,000%. Because there are people that still come through and try to do the quest line, which is neat. So yeah, that's the one World of Warcraft video that does really well for me. But other than that, yeah, nothing else really does all that well. And what do you want, Comrade? How do you even still have internet access? Seriously, I am kind of wondering, because I know with all that happened over there, I know there's all kinds of weird stuff going on. I saw that picture of, it was basically a picture of a K-rail, and in the distance was a picture, or was the one little part of that thing on the bay that survived the explosion, and there's words scrawled on the K-rail that says, "My government did this." You're stealing Wi-Fi. Well, I won't be stealing somebody's Wi-Fi. Oh, I don't think I've actually told you. I actually have a guest Wi-Fi that I opened up. And occasionally, it's very rare, but occasionally somebody logs onto it. And it actually tells, because it says right here, guest Wi-Fi, I will read all of your email. and it basically says it, because what it does is when they see it, it takes them to a splash page, and the splash page basically says, I am allowing you to use my internet for a short time. Keep in mind, I will read everything that goes through here. And occasionally people still use it. It's pretty funny. And I also have two other Wi-Fis. The first one is called Totally Not the FBI. And the second one is called Okay, so maybe the FBI. Of course, those aren't live. Those are just for me. That's my 2.4 gigahertz and my 5 gigahertz. The guest one is only 2.4 gigahertz. But not like it matters. But yeah, it's pretty funny. The funny thing is that I still occasionally find somebody's Wi-Fi that's open, and I'll just do goofy stuff to them. Like, there are wireless printers out there, and if you don't secure your wireless printer or turn off the wireless functionality of it, anybody can log on to it. And there are people, occasionally what I'll do is I'll just go and grab my phone. In fact, I can do it right now. Oh, I gotta charge my phone too. I'm only at 50%. Come on. Okay, let's have a look here. Oh, okay, apparently I-chan mentioned me in one of her Instagrams. Okay, thank you. Here we go. Let me see. Surf 2G. God, there's so many. Like, here we go. There's one here called Direct. What is it? Direct HP OfficeJet 3830, which it's a printer. You can tell it's a printer. And it's not secured. So if I wanted to, I could actually hook up to it and just print out a bunch of random stuff. If I wanted to. Now, that's kind of mean if you do that, but it's Yeah. Because there was a guy who I'd seen. Oh, here's another one. There's two of them here. Let me see. Okay, yeah, this is a different one. The 7640 series HP. So two different printers are available. And then there's also a couple of random Wi-Fis that are not secured. One of them is called Bandit. Another one is called Boss Lady. Hold on, there's some more here. My Spectrum Wi-Fi. Oh, that's just the regular Wi-Fi service they get from one of our local cable companies. Malunet. I have no idea what that is. Griffin House. Tink to Sue. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff here. Anyway, but yeah, that kind of gives you an idea. It's you as long as it's not secured, you can hook up to it and just do goofy stuff to these people. It's pretty funny. I kind of want to hook up to one of those printers and just type in there and print to that particular printer. I am hungry. Give me ink, and just print it and see what those people do. The thing is, I can see the printer, but I don't know who among my neighbors actually owns it. That's the only thing. So yeah, it could be my next door neighbor. It could be somebody that lives in the building across from me. It could be somebody who actually lives in the apartments that are right next to us. I don't know. I don't really know exactly where it is. Now, if I could probably try to figure out where it is just by seeing how strong the signal is, but that takes a lot of work. I'm not going to put in. I'm not going to do that. I'm like, no, that's too much work for a prank. A prank should just be, okay, do it, and that's it. Slim trolling people online. Well, it's okay. I will never do something to actually really freak somebody out. I'll do it just as like it's an obvious joke, you know. Like I won't be one of those crazy people that, again, gets access to a network and starts like taking over computers and turning them into zombie machines.
For
that
a
sort of thing.
limited time only, I will be awarding bonus favors to anyone who comes help me locate temporal artifacts.
Okay, Frankie. But yeah, I won't do that stuff. That stuff's kind of hardcore. That's a little out there. I won't ever do that. But tiny little harmless pranks, sure, I'll do that. Like I've heard of people who get real hardcore with it. They'll purposely, like if they hook up to a printer, they will have it print like an entire book. And I'm like, dude, don't do that. That's not cool. That's just mean. Or they'll purposely print out like weird pictures, or they'll purposely print out adult images, if you know what I mean. And they'll just have them printing various adult images over and over and over and over again. So if you do it at night, or maybe the person's not home, like maybe they're at work during the day and they come home, suddenly they'll walk in and their printer has printed out literally hundreds of adult images. And I think that's a little out there because one, you don't know if that person has kids. And two, printer ink is actually expensive. Printer ink is really expensive when you think about it. Like imagine you could go and get a bottle of water, like a 20-ounce bottle of water for 50 cents. You know, that same bottle of water, if you filled it with printer ink, is probably about $1,500 in printer ink. Because when you think about it, the printer ink always comes in those little cartridges, and you really don't get a ton of ink. You know, but how much do those cartridges cost? Depending on the printer you have, they could be anywhere from $20 to $50, $60, $70 just for an ink cartridge. So yeah, that stuff's expensive. So yeah, I'm not gonna do somebody like that. That's just mean. Now you're costing them money. You know, one little printing of a silly message, that's fine. I'm sure they can deal with that. But when you're literally having their machine print hundreds and hundreds of photos, that's not cool. That's a little out there. A little too mean. Oh man, come on. Oh, 15 stats from alone, that's why. So I gotta go hard science. Oh crap. Okay, so 3 more. There, the captain's yacht. Oh, I guess I should show you all the new ship I got. Not that y'all really care, But let me hop over to this other character. I got a new ship. It's the slowest thing in the world, but it's actually really neat looking. And I'm starting from scratch on this ship. So I don't have a lot of good gear with it at all. In fact, I'm missing a lot of gear. But I figured, well, I'll go through like some missions and stuff and just slowly start collecting gear. Because I wanted to start it from scratch. I didn't want to just, you know, plug in all the old stuff I had from my old ship. But yeah, this is the ship. It's a carrier. It's a Cation carrier. Look at the lettering on the side. Looks all weird. But yeah, this thing is actually pretty awesome looking. It looks great. But like I said, it is slow. In fact, here, this is the best part of it is I can launch a frigate. Look at that. That's a frigate, which is basically a small battleship. And then I can also launch fighters. Little groups of fighter wings there. Yeah, and then of course they'll follow me around. I can actually launch 2 frigates. So there's the second frigate. And then I can launch 3 more fighter wings. And again, they follow me around and they'll attack whatever I attack. But again, yeah, this is a carrier. So this thing is slow as hell. In fact, it used to be slower. It used to be really slow. But I equipped... where is it? I think I equipped 2 of them. There we go. Yeah, 2 RCS consoles. See right here, it says 40 plus 42.5% flight turn rate, and this one is 21.3. So it turns better, but before, oh my god, it turned terribly. But that's the thing. These carriers, they're not supposed to be, you know, you're not really supposed to maneuver very much with them. You can. But the main thing about carriers is they tend to be very tanky. So you just want to make sure that your hull is nice and high and that your shields are nice and high. And then your fighters, you don't even have to really worry too much about your weapons because your fighters and your frigates are going to be taking care of all of your enemies. But I think it's a pretty cool ship. It's one of the cash shop ships. I didn't actually pay for it though because I had the I had some of this, the in-game currency. I had a whole bunch of it. And so when I saw that this ship was coming out, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get that. So I spent some of the currency on it, so I didn't have to even spend real money. But yeah, that is a neat looking ship. In fact, hold on, let me adjust something here real quick. Here, move this over here. There we go. In fact, the abilities that I have on my bridge officers, those are not set either. I still need to figure out exactly how I want to do this. But it is a cool looking ship, man. I really like it. Look at all those fighters. That's insane. How many fighters is it? Because I think it's, what, 6 with each of these wings? So that's 6, 12, 18, 36 fighters and 2 frigates. And if I want to, I could actually unequip... Oops, I'm going to crash into this. Careful! Hard about, damn it! Oops. Okay. I could actually get another set of these, of the smaller ones, and I could give myself 64 fighters. Or I could get rid of them and have 4 frigates. Because the frigates tend to live longer, and they do good damage, but the fighters tend to just bug the crap out of people forever. Because they're so hard to get rid of because there's so many of them. But I think this is actually a really cool ship. All the Cation ships tend to be very odd looking. Cation is like a cat person sort of thing. In fact, here, in case you don't know what a Cation is, let me see. Not duty officers, personnel. This is a Cation. See, it's kind of like a cat person. So they're kind of neat. And then the Klingon equivalent to Acacian is Farasin, which very similar, just they look a bit more tribal. I actually think they look really awesome. I like all the makeup and stuff they have on. I'm not crazy about the outfits, but the makeup and stuff looks really good. The earrings. But yep. Let me see. What other ships there are Cations? Cations only have like 3 or 4 ships in the game. Oh, there we go. That's another Cation ship. That's an escort. In fact, this is essentially this. It's the same ship. The only difference is that I can sort of control this. Basically, I can tell it to attack or defend, you know, that sort of thing. But of course, I don't have as much control as this. So, if you wanted to, you could get a Cation frigate and fly that thing around. And the thing about the smaller frigates is obviously they turn really well. And they do really, really good damage. So I guess, let me see. I'll probably get, oh man, I really need new gear. Look at all my gear is so crap. Yeah, the only good stuff I have here is this, and this. Everything else is crap. I guess I could do a mission and die. I mean, heck, we're just kind of sitting around here anyway. Let's, let me see. Do I want to do, or I could do a patrol. I do not want to go to the Briar Patch. Screw that place. Ruins of Doom, Argala, Preying Upon the Weak. Let's try this one. I'm probably gonna die at least a few times. Because yeah, when you first get the ship, it doesn't come with any of that stuff. It comes with like the most basic stuff. It comes with your weapons, which again are very basic. It comes with basic engines, basic shields, you know, just to get it flying. But if you want to actually do well, you need to gear it up. Just like any character in an MMO. The foreign system. I'm gonna have to launch all my fighters. Oh! Well, apparently we're gonna help some Borg out. Okay, let's roll up on this queue here.
Thank you for responding to our distress signal. We were unsure that it would reach anyone in time. I am James Hunt of the Borg Cooperative. We are in need of assistance. The local star is unstable. It periodically emits solar flares. We were struck by one, and many of our systems were disabled as well. Before that, we detected Vardwar strike teams in the area. They may see our vulnerable state and take advantage of the situation. If you can assist us with repairs, we will be able to defend ourselves. This is Traken of the Vardwar. The Borg are defenseless. In the interest of interstellar diplomacy, I'm giving you the opportunity to disengage. Leave this system at once. We will deal with the Borg ourselves. Fair warning. If you remain, we will deal with you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, so you're an idiot then. Pathetic. I'll try to make this brief. Painful, but brief. If you repair the damage on our vessels, we will be able to work together against the Vardwar.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get my butt kicked here. I mean, the Borg are good allies, but yeah, I just don't know if I have the gear to really handle this. I guess we'll figure it out. Come on, turn, damn it. You pregnant whale, turn.
Solar flare imminent.
Crap.
The solar flares overload shields. We have adapted, but they will affect everyone else.
Crap. So all of my fighters now. Oh no. Okay, they're slowly getting their shields back, but Oh, well, there are the Vaudwar.
Solar flare imminent.
Crap. I'm not so much worried about me, I'm worried about my fighters. Because they lose their shields completely. All things considered, they're actually doing really well. Ouch, I'm getting popped.
Solar flare imminent.
Wow, my fighters are still hanging in there. That's actually impressive. I thought they would have died by now. Oh, and there goes one of my frigates. I'll launch another one.
You would join forces with these creatures? Disgusting.
Solar flare imminent. Cooperative vessels have arrived.
And that cube keeps going down. Damn, out of range.
Solar flare imminent.
Wow. All things considered, I'm actually doing really well. That cube, on the other hand, it's getting its butt kicked. God, this thing is slow. Come on, go faster, dang it.
Is under attack.
You should have never come to this quadrant. Now you're going to die here.
Target's
Oh,
shield has
damn
failed.
anchors. Oh crap, there go my fighters.
Target's shield has failed.
multi.
Reinforcements from the cooperative have arrived.
Like opening 10 packs.
Solar flare imminent.
Ow. Ow.
Solar flare imminent. Solar flare imminent.
Jesus, this is a hell of a battle. How long has this been going? Like 10 minutes? This is a hell of a battle, man. Never thought I'd be doing better than the cubes. Let's see, let's grab the Kari marks.
We are grateful for your assistance. We will set a course beyond the range of these solar emissions and conduct final repairs. Long-range scans are clear of the Vodwar, and the local star appears to have calmed. We are in need of no further assistance.
Ugh. Speaking of opening 10 packs, in the latest box on Duel Links, I think I have like 35 packs left. I finally got another one of the X Saber trap cards. It only took me 140 packs. Oh my gosh, it took forever to get them. And I still have 2 more traps in there that I need to get. The latest event, though, was given some decent gems. So I guess it's alright. Drain expertise. Transphasic. Yeah. Well, we have a lot of dilithium. That's good. Guess I could do some. Well, I don't really have anything to upgrade. I need to craft some weapons. Yeah, I really need to craft some new weapons because these are terrible. Yeah, pretty much the blues and these I should get rid of, and I need all this stuff. Deflector, impulse, warp, and shields. Oh, there was some news about Facebook and Oculus. I'm sure you all know what Oculus is. Oculus is that that VR headset thing. I mean, there are a lot of VR headsets out there now, but Oculus is one of the older ones. And I didn't even know Facebook bought Oculus. And now the way they're running it is it states that in order to even use your Oculus, you have to have a Facebook account. I just don't get those people, man. Because there are a lot of people who are pissed about that. Because, I mean, yeah, I use Facebook, and I'm sure some of y'all use Facebook, but there are a lot of people out there who do not use Facebook by choice, and that's fine. You know, because let's face it, Facebook can be a little toxic at times. And I think it's kind of stupid that people who own Oculus now have to have a Facebook account just to use it. No joke. It will not even work unless you log into a Facebook account. And I'm like, no. Because I had always kind of thought about getting one of those VR sets. They're a little expensive. I think the cheapest ones are like $500. In fact, I know iChen has one. I forget which type she has. But I remember watching, because I've watched her play Beat Saber, and Beat Saber actually looks pretty fun. And so that's why I was kind of thinking about it. It's not one of those things that I'm like, oh my god, I have to have it. But it's like, if I had the opportunity and it was really cheap, I'd probably get it. Well, see, that's the thing. That's kind of the argument that I initially presented. Because I talked to a few people about it. And they're like, yeah, but the thing is, if you purposely give false information to Facebook, that's in violation of their terms of service. And then your account gets banned. And then for all we know, if your Oculus, which is attached to that account, suddenly it won't be usable. And I'm like, I doubt that would happen. Because, I mean, you're not going to go and drop $500 on an item. And then Facebook could just say, oh, well, we think this account is fraudulent, so we're going to deactivate this account, and therefore you can no longer use your Oculus. I think that's stupid. I don't think they would do that. But it's Facebook. So, I don't know. It's possible. Like I said, I don't think they'll do that, but you never know, man. It just seems weird. Like, why would I want to log on to Facebook when I want to play a video game? It makes no sense. I mean, I know why they are doing it. They're doing it because, again, they just want to collect more data from you, because that data has value. I just think it's dumb. In fact, I know... Let me see. Let me actually do a quick search here. VR headsets for PC. Oh man, a lot of them are Oculus based. Oculus Quest, Oculus Rift, Oculus Go. Here's a few others that I've seen. The HTC Vive, I've heard, is actually really good. And I'm looking at Tom's hardware, or I'm sorry, Tom's guide. Let me see. Yeah, Oculus got the best review. A lot of Oculus stuff. There's also PlayStation VR. Obviously I don't have a PlayStation, so that would be no use for me. Oculus Go. The HTC Vive looks pretty neat, although it looks I mean, it looks like it's a lot of stuff to stick on your head, though. Because when I think of a VR headset, I just think of the little thing you put over your eyes. But there's a picture of somebody here who's using one. They have the headset on, which, you know, you get the straps and everything. And then on top of that, they also have a headset on. So it looks incredibly bulky and clunky. Although I hear it's actually really good. So let's see. Best VR headset for immersive experiences. HTC Vive. Smooth graphics with little latency. Touch controllers are easy to use and highly adaptable. Large game library. The negatives, no built-in audio. That's why she has to use the headset. And also, it requires a lot of space and electrical outlets. That stinks. There's also one called the Valve Index. I've never heard of this one. What? I've never heard of this brand. Panasonic? Are they related to Panasonic? I've never heard of this brand. Yeah, there's the HTC Vive. I've heard of that one. So I guess if we're going to get one, it's going to be the Vive. I'm not getting an Oculus. Screw that. Yeah, pretty much everybody wants to spy on you at this point. It's like, just give me your info. And that's why my initial reaction was just give them all crap info. You know? Make the data useless to them. But I'm sure that once your data becomes more and more valuable, when they notice more and more people giving them false data or purposely incorrect data, I can imagine some of these companies are going to start pushing back and saying, no, you have to give us the correct data or you can't use our service or whatever. And some of these services are so ingrained in our society now that it's almost like you almost have to. Facebook, I know, is kind of, you know, you can obviously have a life without Facebook, but certain other types of softwares out there, you kind of have to use them, and that sucks. What are these? Biomolecular phaser. Biomolecular, no. This is all plasma stuff. I don't want another plasma boat. So, comrades, still want to come to America? We may not have blown ourselves up yet, but I think we're pretty close. We're pretty damn close, man. There's a moon over here. Oh, it's our moon. I just realized I'm at Earth. Still better than that. Yeah, that's true. I don't think you can actually fly to the moon here. I've never tried it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be getting any closer. I'm getting further away from Earth. But yeah, the moon doesn't seem to be getting any closer. And I'm sure the map will end at some point here. There's nothing on sensors, Captain. Would you like to set a new course? Nah. It's basically saying go back. Make some killer steaks. Well, it depends on where you get your steak from. Like, seriously, the last place that I would suggest getting a steak is California. I mean, there are some good things about California. I'm not going to knock that state too much. But a steak is not something they do well. You want a good steak? Texas. Texas has amazing steaks. New York, they do okay with steaks. They do all right. I want to go in there. There we go. Oh, Mooney thinks about his food. Well, there you go. He's already halfway to being American. Because that's all we think about. Food. There is one thing, though. You have to understand, in America, you never put cheese on a steak. Unless it's a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, that's a little different. But on like a regular old steak, where they just stick it on the grill, grill it for you, and then serve it on a plate, maybe with some mashed potatoes and green beans and stuff, if you put cheese on that, somebody, no joke, and this is law here in the United States, if you put cheese on a steak, somebody will just come out of nowhere and punch you in the face. Seriously, you cannot put cheese on a steak like that. Somebody will punch you. And you'll deserve it. You'll absolutely deserve it. Same thing with brisket. Oh my gosh, there's a battle going on. I forget who it was that I was talking to. I was talking to somebody, one of my friends on Facebook, of all places. And they were sharing pictures of brisket with cheese. And I immediately said to them, who in their right mind puts cheese on brisket? It makes zero sense. The idea of brisket is that, because a brisket, at least here in Texas, you smoke a brisket for like 12 hours, 18 hours, 24 hours. So you smoke that sucker. And then when you finally pull it out, it's got a nice smoke ring. It's tender. It's juicy. It's the most amazing meat you will eat. It's got just the right amount of fat on it. It just tastes great. It tastes amazing. Now, if you want to put a little barbecue sauce, fine. But cheese, no. I swear, if you put cheese on brisket, there should be a law that somebody comes out of nowhere and punches you in the face. But yeah, please don't put cheese on brisket. That's sacrilege, man. Yeah, I mean, I like cheese too. I really do. I enjoy a good thing of chili cheese fries. Chili cheese fries, amazing. Poutine, like from Canada, delicious, absolutely delicious. It's fries and gravy and cheese curds. It's delicious. But to put cheese on brisket is just... Why are you even eating brisket at that point? Oh, look, it's Admiral Tanay. Tanay, what are you doing here? What are you doing with Gerard, of all people? She's pointing at me. It's good to see you again. Stop pointing at me, Tanay. Tanay's a Vulcan. But yeah, I mean, again, I like cheese too. Like on a hamburger, sure, that's fine. Cheeseburgers are a thing. It's great. You know? And I think with a hamburger, you can kind of get away with putting almost anything on a burger. Because that's just the way burgers are. You know, hamburger, you got your hamburger, you put some cheese on there, you can put some mustard on there. Some people don't like mustard, they like ketchup, or some people don't like ketchup, like mayo. Put some pickles, you got the lettuce, tomatoes, some people like onions. You know, I think that's fine. I've even seen the Hawaiian burgers where it will be like a bun, the meat, a slice of cheese, then a slice of pineapple. Seriously, a slice of pineapple, lettuce, and then maybe a condiment like a mustard or something. I wouldn't go mustard with pineapple though. That's a little weird. And then the bun, and there you go. You eat it just like that. I've actually had one, and they're not bad. Not the best. I mean, whenever I eat a hamburger, I don't go for sweet. I generally go for more of a savory, sour kind of flavor. Like, if I eat a burger, I'll eat a burger with, like, meat, cheese, pickles, mustard, lettuce, and that's it. That's my burger. Yeah, I've seen people do some weird stuff on burgers, and that, again, that's fine. It's a burger, but on brisket, just don't ever do that. If I'm gonna pay $35 for a giant chunk of meat that I'm going to smoke for 12 to 24 hours, I am not gonna ruin it with cheese. Cheese, I mean, again, cheese is lovely. It has its place, but not on brisket. Just no brisket. I see you put that any kind of cheese on brisket, I'm just gonna kill you. Cannons and projectiles. I guess I guess one of the bigger reasons why I'm very much against cheese on brisket is because I'm the less is more kind of person. Like whenever I want to eat a meal, I've seen people who make things and they put like 20 different ingredients in it, and I'm like, okay, at some point it just doesn't taste like anything. It just tastes like whatever. So that's a little weird to me. But like if I want a meal, like if I want stew, I love stew. You guys have heard me a few times probably say I'm making stew. My stew consists of meat, carrots, and potatoes. That's it. I sometimes, depending on how I'm feeling, I'll sometimes put a little corn in there, although corn's a little bit of a kind of one of those things that you don't want to put too much because it has a very easy way of overtaking the flavors of the other two, of the potatoes and the carrots, so you want to use it sparingly. Or celery. Celery is good too because celery doesn't really have any flavor. It absorbs the flavors of the juices and the stuff that's around it, so celery is okay. Some people like onions. I do not like onions in stew. But again, that's why I'm more of the less is more kind of person. If it's just meat, potatoes, and carrots, I'm good. But if you start putting all kinds of crazy stuff in it, I'm just like, forget it. I'm not going to eat that. Makes you a cheeselander. That's what most people eat here as well. What stuff do I like with cheese? Mac and cheese, obviously. If I make an omelet, I'll sometimes put a little cheese, but I don't put that much because I don't like it. Again, cheese has a way of drowning out a lot of other flavors. So if I do put cheese on an omelet, it's just a little bit, like little shreds of it here and there. But yeah, I don't let it go insane. I think what other stuff needs cheese? Sandwiches, obviously. I enjoy a good turkey and Swiss sandwich. Chili dogs. Chili dogs with a slice of cheese. Very good. Of course, everything about a chili dog is artificial, so take that for what you will, man. Yeah, because you think about it, let me see, the hot dog itself is processed. The cheese that we usually put on it is American cheese, which is processed to hell. The buns usually have processed flour. And then the chili, yeah, it's probably processed meat too, and it's, you know, the whole thing about a chili cheese dog here in America is just after at some point you have to think, is it even really food anymore? Is it like we have a way of screwing up even the most simple things here in the States, like French fries. What is a French fry? It's a potato, you chop it up, you know, and you fry it. You got French fries. But not here in America. We got to do all kinds of weird stuff to it. We have to add in all sorts of additives and, you know, like you know, different colors and all of these other things to it to extend its lifespan and make sure it can walk after you poop it out and just all kinds of weird stuff, man. That's America for you, though. Add everything you possibly can, even though we may not eat it. Okay, so 15 and 35. Here we go. Ooh. Speaking of which, I think I'm gonna go get some food. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. What do you want me to stream tomorrow? Because I mean, the only reason I'm streaming this right now is because one, I hadn't felt like I really streamed in a while, and two, nobody really watches Star Trek Online anyway, so it's not like I'd be streaming Duel Links or Pokemon or anything. What should I stream tomorrow? I'm thinking Pokemon. I'm kind of enjoying Pokemon a little bit, especially because on the last one, I don't know if y'all were here, but in the last one I did, which unfortunately YouTube decided to take a dump on it, somebody gave me a bunch of codes for free packs. I was like, nice. And I feel bad too because they were on YouTube, and as I was redeeming the codes, that's when the stream cut out on YouTube. So I sincerely hope they don't think that I took their codes and just left. because that would be bad. Maybe the deck will arrive by then. I doubt it. In fact, here, look. I'll go look right now. Because, again, I have a tracking number. Yeah. It still hasn't even been picked up. This is terrible. Hold on. Let me check my order date again. August 19th, 2020. So I think that was Thursday, maybe. Was that? Let me see. 21, 20. No, that was Wednesday. Yeah, that was Wednesday. So I ordered it on Wednesday. It is now about to be Sunday, the 23rd, and it has not even been picked up yet. So it's so terrible, man. It's so bad. Ugh. And the thing is, it's still cheaper to use the U.S. Postal Service than it is to use any of the other services out there. Because again, if this were shipped, this exact same thing were shipped with like UPS, it would have cost $12 just for the shipping. Because I've shipped through UPS, and I think, what did I sell last time? I think I sold a video card. Yeah, I sold a video card, and I'm pretty sure the shipping was like $14 just to ship a video card. And I regret that because I'm thinking, you know, I should have just gone to the post office, and I would have been able to ship the exact same item for like half that price. This was like a couple of years ago, though, before we started having all these problems. But yeah, we'll see about Pokemon. Because, like I said, I've been kind of getting into that more and more. I actually went to the grocery store tonight, earlier, obviously, and I went looking for another deck, and unfortunately, the only starter deck, or the only theme deck they had there was the Inteleon deck, which, of course, I already have. I was hoping to get one of those green decks, I guess Forest Energy, or Green Energy, or whatever it is, Leaf Energy, I don't even know what it is. I wanted to get one of those, because I've never played with one of those. So, I was looking for one, but like I said, they only had the Inteleon deck left, so I was like, damn. But I was definitely hoping to buy one. But yeah, I seriously doubt I'm going to get that package anytime this week. I will consider myself lucky if I get it by Friday. But I'm fully expecting to have to wait until not this coming Monday, but next Monday or Tuesday to get it. That kind of goes to show how long stuff is taking to get shipped now in the U.S. ever since they started doing all that shenanigans with the Postal Service. Oh, and I didn't mention earlier that there are some real-world repercussions happening now because of this. A lot of seniors get their prescriptions through the mail. A lot of them. I'm talking literally millions of people get their prescriptions through the mail. It's pretty normal here. There was a man who was going through treatments for some sort of cancer, and he was having his prescription drugs mailed to him because he's very, very sick. He can't go out. Not only because he's very weak, but also because of the whole COVID thing. You know, if he gets that and on top of his cancer, then he's pretty much a dead man. So he was getting all of his medications mailed to him. Well, his medications were 2.5 weeks late, and he died. So yeah, couldn't get his meds, so he's dead. And I'm thinking that's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm pretty sure there are more people that are going through that right now, that are having to wait just extended periods to get just medications. But that's America, man. We won't blow you up with a bomb, but we'll make sure that you don't get your medications so you'll die that way. There you go. There you go, comrade. Still want to come to America? There you go, Dre. His neighbor gets her medication in the mail. Yeah, a lot of people get it. A lot of people. In fact, when I lived in Austin and I was still married, my wife used to get her medication through the mail because, one, it was cheaper. It was part of a deal that they had, like the health insurance we had at the time. They had a deal with a company that's all they did. They would mail out medications, so it was cheaper. And not only that, but they would send her 90-day supplies, so she wouldn't have to go to the pharmacy like every 30 days. They would send her just 3 months supply, and that was it. So for the 3 month supply, it was actually cheaper than a 30-day supply from the pharmacy. So, oh hell yeah, it was amazing. And she used to have to get a lot of medications. She used to have to get medications for, she used to have to get insulin because she had she still does, type 1 diabetes. So, you know, got to have the insulin for that. and a couple of other medications they used to send her, you know, just in huge bulk like that. Like a package would just arrive, and it had like packs of ice in it and stuff because they had to keep the insulin cool. And yeah, like every 3 months we would get a big package of our medications. But now I don't know if that's the best option. Just hope that you can live without those medications for a while, man. If you're getting them through the mail, because if you can't, might be in a little trouble. I'm just glad I don't get my meds through the mail, and that's because I've been looking into that too. Because there are times where I just don't want to leave. I don't want to go outside, so I'd much rather just have my medications arrive by mail. But now it's like, well, maybe it's a good thing that I didn't do that. Because if I run out of some of my medications and I can't take them for an extended period, oh man, things are going to get weird. I'm pretty odd as it is. You take me off my medications and things are going to get really weird. But I digress. Anyways, I guess we'll do Pokemon tomorrow, unless y'all have different ideas. Because I know there's on Duel Links, they're doing an event right now for, it's like I guess the tag duel thing that they were doing. Whatever. We'll figure it out. So it's either Duel Links or Pokemon tomorrow. Until then, guys, be safe. Eat a potato. Don't put cheese on brisket. And I'll see you all next time.